What's up, you guys? It's the Anime Blaze coming to you with another video. Uh, over the past couple of weeks, between March 31st and April 1st, um, they showed Toonami, and we all like. Hopefully, I know a lot of people who like Toonami, including myself, and a lot of people do know that. I'm not sure if it was on Facebook or Twitter or both of them that Adult Swim was asking people, do they want to see Toonami back on the air? And to be quite honest with you, it sounds like a dream come true, but it's also a nightmare at the same time for a few reasons. Toonami back in the day, it was pretty much in a way, it was the only real way that a lot of people got introduced to anime. And I can vouch for that. That's how I got into anime for one. At first, I thought it was just like normal cartoons and stuff, but I eventually learned from that and everything like that. So in a way, Toonami was the bridging gap between anime and the North American audience, but well, not just North America, but everybody. And I'm not necessarily saying that Toonami coming back would be a bad thing, but it's definitely going to be somewhat of a challenge. You know, Definitely going to be somewhat of a challenge for them to even try to put it back on the air. I made a list of a few things that I'm pretty much in a way. I'm not really saying that I don't want Toonami back. I do want Toonami back. It is a good thing. I'm just saying it's going to be hard for it to even get back on the air and try to compete with a lot of stuff that's going on. So, let's get in on this. One, you have the internet. Ever since Toonami went off the air, like 5 or so years ago, uh, the internet has grown a lot to the demand of anime. Uh, I mean, before when Toonami was still on the air, uh, we still had anime and everything like that, but it wasn't like on the internet, but it wasn't as big as it is now. Because a lot of people got a big chunk of anime from Toonami and all that. So I can see why that. But yeah, the internet has pretty much become a major tool in a lot of ways that people watch anime now. We got websites that we can watch TV on it now. We don't have to wake up at whatever time it is to watch it. We can watch it whenever we feel like it. We got sites like Hulu, programs like Netflix, Funimation got their own channel on TV, and they're on online website, and they show it through Hulu. Viz Media does the same thing, and we even have streaming websites that stream anime with like for free without commercials and all that stuff, uh, without the use of the companies and all that stuff. So, as you can see, like just from that fact, uh, Toonami is going to have a really hard time trying to come back from that. And the kind of way that I'm trying to think of it is like, how are they going to reestablish Toonami? Like, how? You can't really do it now. I mean, you have online websites where you can watch it for free whenever you want, and you can watch anime whenever, wherever you want. How are you really planning? How are they really planning on reestablishing Toonami? So yeah, you got to wonder. Next, we got scheduling. Uh, while Toonami was on the air and stuff, we all used to come home from school and all that stuff, uh, watch Toonami uh, for the newest episode of an anime and all that stuff. But with the internet, we don't even have to set a schedule. We can go on the computer, watch anime whenever we want, whenever we feel like it. We no longer have to wake up at such and such time, or get up, or wait out, or stay up for such period of time to watch these anime shows. And that's really going to be one of the major problems that they're going to have, unless they can try to come up with some sort of way to reestablish where people can get used to a schedule or something again. Uh, Another major problem was and sort of still is Back in the day, I think they still sort of air these shows. Toonami used to mostly air old school anime shows, just a little bit, not too many. A lot of good new ones, but a few old ones just for the people who are used to those. Uh, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but uh, if they were to reestablish Toonami, it would be kind of hard for them to show animes now because uh, you know a lot of the stuff that they have, the big three are pretty much dying out now. I mean, I'm not saying that it would be impossible, but you got shows like Bleach ended not too long ago. Naruto is probably going to end sometime soon, and then One Piece is like it's still out there, but it's going to end soon. And so it's kind of hard, but you got to look for some kind of shows to put on there. And like I said before, April Fool's Day, it can't really be considered a prank since Adult Swim's actually asking us personally, uh, do we want Toonami back? So it's a known fact that they're asking us. We should probably expect some kind of thing from them talking about Toonami, but don't get too anxious. I'm just gonna say that now. Because you never know how they're going to return with Toonami or when they're going to show or how they're going to do the whole thing. So, just chill with that. Uh, uh, One of the things that made Toonami successful was the fact of how a lot of people didn't know about anime, and that by showing a lot of different anime shows and having something like a certain kind of block and a feel to it for that certain segment that they had for it, a lot of people could get into anime, and it was more well known. And it kind of established a sense of familiarity with anime and other people who saw Toonami and all this other stuff. So I definitely think that's definitely one of the things that made it successful. It's going to be kind of hard to get that feeling back. Um, Next is pretty much just to sum up the video in a few couple of numbers. Uh, One, they're going to need new shows. Like I said, they're gonna need a lot of shows in order to keep the ratings up. Uh, like I said, you have a lot of old anime shows that are out there, but not a lot of people are going to sit there and watch reruns since a lot of those shows are on DVD already. But yeah, you're not going to be able to get that. In order to keep their ratings up, they're going to have to show a crap load of new anime shows. I'm just going to say that straight up. If they aren't new and nobody's ever seen them before, if they're not new and everybody has seen them before, nobody's going to wake up at freaking 2 o'clock in the morning for Toonami or whatever time schedule that they're going to have in order to watch reruns of an old cartoon show that they've seen before. Yeah, I'm just going to say that now. Personally, I'm probably going to be one of those people too. Shows that I could watch. I mean, I'm probably going to watch it just to get that feel of Toonami again, but I mean, that's nostalgic. But, still. Anyway, number two. Like I said, not a lot of people are going to wake up early in the morning to watch an old show. Or not going to, and a lot of people aren't going to wake up that early to watch a show that isn't worth watching. Hopefully with Toonami, they'll do their best to show something that's like spectacular because they've done that in the past. And, all that good stuff. Number three, with a bunch of different ways of watching anime now, people can watch it whenever they want to. I said that. Number five, since it's been gone a long time, imagine how long it's going to take. Imagine how long it's going to take them to come up with a new lineup of shows, especially with the big three. A lot of the big three series ending, and I'm being 100% serious on this. Think about it. Uh, they've been gone a long, long time. And there have been a lot of new anime shows coming out that Toonami could have aired, but with a lot of the shows, with Toonami being gone, a lot of other companies have picked up the slack and have aired their anime shows elsewhere. So the chances of Toonami picking up Naruto, uh, well, yeah, the chances of them picking up Naruto and all these other shows again are kind of low because a lot of they've passed it on to other websites and everything, and I think that's going to be kind of hard for them to try to get that lineup back. Uh, Very hard. Uh, Another reason that I think this is the final reason, and this is something that a lot of people have known about who've seen Toonami for like the longest period of time. You guys know how Toonami used to feel. It's sort of hard to describe, but it's like a sleek, futuristic kind of yeah, just sleek, futuristic, and like an awesome kind of experience in a way to experience anime. And I know that sounds kind of like dumb to describe, but that was the way that I could only describe Toonami. So some of you are aware that Toonami did in fact have episodes, like episodes of Toonami, like Tom and all that stuff, like the Fat Tom, like Tom version 1. Uh, we all know how he got attacked, all the other stuff, how he got destroyed, and then Sarah relaunched Tom version 2, and we all know how we had all this extra stuff with Toonami and everything, but that's the thing I'm talking about. Um, in order to even get Toonami back on the air is to like make a connection with the people. Uh, they'll have to be able to establish the character, Tom, plain and simple. For most of us, if they were to put Toonami back on the air, it'll just be like, okay, we're watching Toonami again. That's it. We're just watching anime on TV. That's it. We're just watching it pretty much just for the nostalgic kind of feeling, and that'll be the end of it. But, like I said, a lot of people remember Toonami back in the day when they first started out, and Toonami had episodes, Tom getting destroyed, all this other stuff, Tom versions 1, 2, and 3, and how they came to be, and all that stuff. And my real thing that I think is that, like I said, in order for them to reestablish Toonami as a big main kind of thing, in order to be able to get a wider range of audience, to get like the younger generations who have never heard of Toonami before, in order to get them to watch Toonami, or in order for them to understand what Toonami really is, I think they're going to have to reestablish the person. No, they're going to have to reestablish the character that is Tom from Toonami, that robot or android or whatever he is, because that is one of the main cases that made Toonami what it is. Tom. We didn't just go there to watch anime. While anime was just a small portion of it, Toonami was a portion that made us watch anime in a way. The spaceship, space, and all that stuff, the setting and the character of Tom is what kept a lot of us kind of intrigued. Like, who is this character? That sort of thing. For us, if we were to just watch it, it would just be a nostalgic feeling. But for the younger audience, they'll need to know who Tom is and where he came from, pretty much. They'll have to do pretty much either a whole kind of new reboot, reestablishment, and look back to the past, or some kind of thing like that, to show them who Tom is. And that's pretty much all I can say on the whole thing of Toonami. Problems that they're going to face when they're coming back in the game, trying to get that anime back on the air. They're going to have a lot of problems. It's going to take them a long time to build up a new lineup of anime shows to air on TV. They're going to have to be able to compete with streaming websites, both legal and illegal. They're going to have to be able to not just show old anime shows all the time. They're going to have to show new ones too. And they're going to have to be able to reestablish that old feeling of Toonami, not for us, but for the younger audience who hasn't seen Toonami before, because I know who Tom is, and a lot of you guys know who Tom is, but a lot of the younger audience doesn't know who he is. So in order to get that, in order for them to understand who Tom really is, or the whole storyline, because when you look at it, Toonami really actually had somewhat of a storyline to it. It wasn't just a place to watch anime all the time. You can check on YouTube. They had like the Invader or the Intruder or something like that, and you can watch episodes of that. Uh, you can check YouTube. They have it, and that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. That if they're gonna even be able to try and hit home and get reestablish that whole awesomeness that is Toonami, they're gonna have to be able to do something like that again. And honestly, if they show Toonami again, I'll be all for it. Good. I'll watch it, all that stuff. But even if they decide not to show it, I'll be just as fine, same way without it, because it's been 5 years and I haven't watched Toonami in that long. So, and I've been just fine. So, yeah, problems. Toonami's gonna have to face them, come face to face with them. Uh, New age technology. Toonami's gonna have to get with the groove and try to fit in there some kind of way. I don't know how. They're gonna have to figure it out. This is the Anime Blaze signing off with saying, hopefully Toonami will come back. Who knows? All right, I'll see you guys later.